Welcome to Tuesday's class. Softly focusing on kapinjalasana. Lots of different elements towards that very strong balance, very deep arm balance. So however you want to reset the body tonight, it might be that you want to be upright for a little bit, it might be that you want to take a kneeling position, or maybe you do want to come onto your back. And if there is a position that feels, for whatever reason, like it's the right one, the body is softly and gently leaning towards the floor, breath is rippling, then stay with that. Otherwise, if you have blankets that you can roll up, or blocks, or cushions, you can bring yourself into this kind of position, and we just start with opening the chest and getting some space in the front of the body. And when you come to find your way onto the blocks, just make sure that you feel supported. So often when we come into this position, if there's something that doesn't feel quite right, it's often because we're not entirely supported. So either the blocks are a little bit too high, or the blocks are on the bones the blocks aren't on the bones. You really want a sense of being able to just sink into the blocks. You choose whether you want the feet, legs can be straight, knees can be bent. If the knees are bent, you can take the insides of the knee together. And at some point those breaths become your only focus. And if you are in this chest opening position, just notice that there's a small restriction on the breath. So even though the breaths are free and easy, there's just a little bit of restriction right at the very top. And I'm going to take 3 more breaths wherever you are. And see if you can notice which side of the nostril, left or right, feels a little bit more air flowing through. So as you take those last 3 breaths, you may be just aware if one side feels a little bit more open and one side a little bit less spacious. And then plenty of time. We very gently press through, lift our hands to the back of the head if we're in that position, curl the head up, and then slide the elbow to the other side and come round so we're facing the top of our mat. And we pop our hands on the floor, very much intent on finding balance within the hands and the feet. So just for now we're in a tabletop position, and we're circling through the hands. If you can, imagine that this is actually a hand massage. So rather than just kind of arbitrarily circling, really try and find all of the edges, the little pockets, the hidden dimensions. And it might be that at some point you kind of lift some of the fingers up. It might just feel like that's the right thing to do. You might lift the thumbs as you come onto the outside. And then we find stillness. We just take one extra long cow pose, head up, belly draws in, push the tailbone all the way behind you, and then extra long cat pose, feeling the ripple of our spine as we drop our head, tongue comes to the roof of the mouth. Inhale when you're ready. We're going to come up to our fingertips. That's going to give us a little bit more space. We're going to step the right leg through. Take the hands off. Tops of the feet onto the ground. Push in. And from here, imagine going, automatically went forward. Imagine going straight up as opposed to forward. So we press down with those back toes, push down with that front heel, and slide up. Move the foot towards the front, and then come into an even position with the feet. So feet are about hip distance apart, just as we did with our hands. So equally for this particular balance, hands and feet. So from here we just take small circles. And what's super lovely about these circles is that there's no kind of fear of falling because I cannot see you through the screen. And it might be if you're close to a wall, at any point during today you can grab hold. If you haven't already swapped directions with those circles, do so now. And really bring awareness to the outside, so the little toe side of the foot. And just like we did with our hands, maybe as you bring your awareness to the outside of the foot, you just lift the big toe up, so you're really on that edge of the outside. So we're really starting to get a little bit of awareness there, so we can push into it later. And then just settle the body down. Feet extend, toes reach, and they float back down to the ground. Right foot stays pressed into the ground, toes spacious. I'm going to draw the left knee and the left foot up, and then take circles with the left leg. So again, we start kind of conservative, finding our balance. And really important that we notice when we take the leg behind, what happens to our glute and what happens to our lower back. Make these circles a little bit bigger. So really starting to feel which muscles do what. When you next find your leg all the way behind you, keeping the back upright, so try not to tilt. We're going to keep the back upright. Move the leg even further behind you, even further. Squeeze that floating glute, lift it even further. Bend the knee and push the foot away. So you bend the knee a little bit, you're pushing the foot away, and then straighten the leg, flex and point the ankle. So the ankle is doing this little motion. Bend the knee. Take the knee out to the side. Straighten up. And again, try not to lean like I'm doing, try and be straight up. So the only thing that's really moving is this leg. And then squeeze the toes in, and then let them spread out. Squeeze the toes in, bury them, let them spring forth. Squeeze the toes in, and then all the way in. Knee comes in. Leg comes to the front, and from here, nice circle. So just like we did with the hip a moment ago, with that leg and the hip, now we're going to circle through the foot. Both legs super active. Bend the knee, place the foot down, give it a little bit of a shake. You might feel the standing leg really kind of switched on. That's great. And then other side, left leg finds the earth. Whole foot is in contact. Right foot comes off and we take those little circles. And again, we think about what happens when we take the leg behind us. If we haven't already, make those circles a little bit bigger. So just starting to challenge the stability of our bodies, knowing that if we wobble a little bit, all the better. When you next find your leg behind you, bend the knee, push the knee away, press the foot as if it's pressing into the wall behind you. Take the knee a little bit higher. So knee is pushing high, pushing away, and the foot is pushing in to the wall behind. Straighten the leg. Flex and extend the elbow. The elbow, flex and extend. You're probably doing it anyway. The ankle, but keep that leg high. So hopefully we're feeling the glute really switch on. Bend the knee. Take the leg out to the side, keeping the knee in line, try not to let it come forward. Straighten it out, squeeze the toes together, and then shoot them out, give them some space. Squeeze the toes together, shoot them out, squeeze the toes. Knee comes in, knee comes forward, and then we're going to circle the ankle. So really nice, gentle, explorative. And then foot comes down. Oh, give it a little bit of a shake. Give it a little bit of a wiggle. And then you're in your own time, we're going to start our vinyasa. Let's find our rhythm. Inhale. Arms come up to the sky. Exhale, loads of time. All the way down, knees are soft. Inhale, hands come all the way up. And they stay in front of your chest for this one. Exhale, we bend the knees. Inhale, we push off from the heels. Look up. Open the arms. Come all the way down. Inhale, hands into prayer. Flat, high back. Exhale, bend the knees. Send the hips low. Inhale, squeeze the heels to the floor as you rise up. Exhale, last time, forward fold. Inhale, hands into the chest, flat, high back. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, squeeze through the heels, come all the way up. Exhale, arms fly open. Inhale, step the right leg back, land the right knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And as we exhale, we're going to circle through the wrists as we bring the arms wide and down by our side. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands forward either side of that front foot. Inhale, step that back knee off. And lost my mat. Exhale. From here, inhale, rise onto the tiptoes. Exhale, drop onto your hands and knees. Take your fingertips to the earth, so you've made space underneath the palms of your hands. And then you can bring your left leg forward. Left leg forward, left foot on the ground, right knee behind you. Inhale, we sweep the arms up. And same again, we're going to exhale, circling through the wrist, bringing the arms down and by our side. Inhale as we look up. Exhale, take the hands down. Inhale as we press into the back foot, lift the back knee. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat high back, hands into prayer. Exhale as we bend the knees. Inhale, look up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, left leg sweeps long, left knee bent. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, circle through the wrists as you bring the arms down by your side. Inhale as the arms come up. Exhale, they drop down either side of that front foot. Press into the back foot. Inhale as you lift the back foot off. Exhale, down dog. If it feels alright, maybe you stay up onto the fingertips, ready for our tabletop. If not, feel free to pop your hands flat on the floor. Exhale, drop the knees down. We're onto our fingertips, so we've got a lot of space here. Take the right knee through, right foot to the ground, left knee stays down. Inhale as we sweep the arms up. Exhale, circling the wrist, arms comes down. Inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, place them either side of that front foot. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat high back, arms in front. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze to the tip of the fingers. Inhale, sweep up, look up. Exhale, come down. Right foot comes behind, right knee lands. Inhale, we take the arms up, a little variation here. From here, we're going to circle and open up through the chest and find some space in the upper arm bone. So just like we did a moment ago with the wrists, we're now going to circle through the shoulders. Last one here, and then keep the arms wide. So the arms are either side of you. Make sure whilst we're staying here that back glute is firm. And you press that standing knee down into the ground if that feels alright. From here we're going to push one heel of hand into that side of the wall as we straighten up the fingers of the other. So arms stay out to the side. One palm is to the wall, other fingertips are to the wall, and then we change over. So this is the position that we're in when we're in side plank. So think about pressing the floor away with one palm and reaching through the fingertips of the other. Should be feeling a little bit more on the shoulders. Inhale, let's take a break. Arms come up. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale as you lift the knee. Exhale, down dog. Keep losing weight there. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat high back, hands into prayer. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, press up, look up. Exhale, soften. Left foot steps back, left knee down. We inhale, take the arms up, and then we circle through here. So as we're circling, we're making sure that knee and hip are on the same plane. Try not to come forward with the hip. We're making sure that that back glute is squeezed and springy. Last circle, make it even bigger, so really try and get into everywhere. When your hands and necks either side, same again. So one hand is going to, like a little stop sign, pushing in flat to the palm. The other fingertips are going to come to the opposite wall. And then we swap over. So we really want to press into the heel of the hand. And we also get a sense of some of the flexibility that's required for side plank. Inhale as you take the arms up. Exhale, hips come forward, hands come forward. Lift the knee. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Just for a second, grab hold of the wrists. Shake the head no. Nod the head yes. Rock forward and back onto the tiptoes. And then onto the heel. You can maybe take the feet off as you rock, or maybe they stay glued and you just transfer the weight forward and back. Pop your hands down to the ground and then walk back to plank. Drop your knees in your plank. Take a look at your fingers. See what happens if you gently spread the fingers apart and press them down. See what happens if you gently push the very tips of the fingers into the ground, so there's a little bit of a hollow underneath the kind of first knuckle of your finger. How does that feel for you today? And then gently come all the way back, find your breath in down dog. So we're going to do a few fairly intense down dog to side plank, back to plank, back to down dog. So 3 moves going towards, flowing through. The real key thing is we're going to try and be so quiet with our transitions between our side plank and our plank. We're not going to spend long in any position, plank or side plank. We'll spend a bit of time in down dog, but those two we're going to flow through, but we are going to spend quite a bit of time on each. So we'll do a fair few of them, although we're not spending lots of time there. When you're ready, right foot steps in, about halfway to a third of the way forward. So it just depends. From here we're going to turn our feet so they face the outside, and then inhale, we come up to side plank with the front knee bent, front sole of the foot on the floor. Other hand comes down, we turn the feet, we're back in that little weird plank with one foot in front of the other one, knee bent. Leg comes back to plank, exhale, down dog. Catch your breath, head dangles, left knee comes forward, step the left foot in, turn the toes, so you're on the little toe edge of the straight leg and maybe the whole flat of the foot of the bent leg. Look up just briefly, hand returns down, turn so that everything's facing down, replace the leg into plank, and then exhale, down dog. We've got 2 more. Find the breath. It might take you a little bit of time just to get used to what we're doing. It's slightly tricky, that's fine. Right leg steps in, we turn the toes, we inhale to look up, top knee is bent, top sole of the foot onto the ground. We exhale, replace that hand. We lift the feet so we can turn them, and then we replace that foot next to the other one. Exhale, down dog. Again, ease the head, let the jaw go. Left leg steps in. We turn to face the left, and we inhale, top arm up. Exhale, arm comes down. Toes turn, toes replace plank. Exhale, down dog one last time. Right foot steps in. We turn to the right. We keep the hips up. We squeeze the thighs. Take the hand down. Replace the foot plank. Down dog. The left foot comes in. Turn to the left. Hips up, inner thighs squeeze. Place the hand down. Turn the hips. Replace the foot plank. Bend the knees. Open the knees. Soles of the feet together. Hands coming forward. Forehead to the mat. Or if not, same position on your back. So 6 lovely deep breaths. Last 3 breaths. Whatever you need to do with the wrists, give them a shake. Go for it. And then up to hands and knees. And from hands and knees, come up into down dog. Front down dog, take a lazy walk to the front of your mat. From here we're going to inhale, flat high back. This time we're really going to press into the glutes, take the weight into the heels, take the arms behind, palms facing. Really high arms, so get the arms as close, squeezing the shoulder blades, and as high as they'll go. Bend the knees. Inhale, look up. Exhale, cut through the air, forward fold. Inhale, flat high back, hands behind, arms up. Exhale, even lower. Inhale, swing up. Exhale, open wide. This third one, your choice of arms. Inhale, bend the knees. Inhale to look up again, your choice of arms as you come down. From here, right leg steps back, right knee down, left knee down. We're going to come into a little bit of a half moon. So from here, notice that we can keep the right knee where it is, but we can move the foot and kind of swing the foot from left and right. When that right leg is all the way to the right, maybe that right foot is off of the mat, we're going to start to turn. Now I should have said, for most of us a block is going to be the best thing. So we're going to pop a block underneath our right hand side. We've turned the right foot out. And then from here we're going to spin open, straighten the left leg, take the left arm up, we're in gate. Firm through the back, bent knee, so you might want to tuck the toes. And then taking a look, so let's really get this before we add on. We're going to straighten that leg off of the ground. And again, make sure it doesn't come forward and it's not back, so it's in line. Take it higher. Make sure this whole thing is squeezed and switched on. And then lower. 2 more. Squeeze and switch on. And then lower. So this is lifting. We're pressing into the glute. Hold here. Squeeze forward. Take the top arm up as you extend through the floating leg even higher. Hand comes to the back of the head as a foot drops down. Exhale. Take a twist. Snuggle the head in, weight still through the hand. Inhale, take the hand up. And exhale, place the hand down. Straight leg bends. We recapture that foot that's gone rogue. And we exhale. Ooh, I keep losing my mat. Maybe I should be on it a bit more properly. We exhale to down dog. Through to a knees down plank. And then exhale all the way to our belly. Hands come to our sides and a little bit in front of us. So the palms are down but the forearms are lifted, the elbows are lifted. We press down through the tops of the feet and we inhale as we take the head off. Hopefully not literally, the chest off. Exhale to come down. Inhale as we lift. Last one, inhale. Stay here. Float the palms off of the floor, turn the palms away. And then don't think about moving the arms, think about moving the shoulder blades towards each other and down as you take more rib cage off of the ground. Head stays in line. And then bend the elbows. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck those gorgeous feet. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg swings up. Exhale, right knee through. Step the right foot in between the hands. From here, take a little bit of a balance and then tuck the knee and then the foot down next to the right foot. From here, we're going to keep the butt low. So first make sure the belly is on the thighs, knees are back. Keeping the butt low, even lower, knees stay back. We're going to take the hands to the right hand side. So we're in a kind of a little weird twisted chair. And then take the hands into prayer, lean on the right knee. And then see if you can bring your torso a little bit off, keeping the hips low. Just realised my hair's doing some really crazy stuff. Hopefully that takes your mind off this hideous position. Keep the hips low, squeeze it into the palms. Inhale, look down. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, hands up, look up. Exhale, brief moment into Tadasana. Hands by your side. Palms facing forward. Inhale, we're going to sweep up, look up. Exhale, all the way down. From here, left leg comes back, left knee drops down, right knee, so we're in tabletop position. We're going to swing that left foot outside and grab our block. Up to you where you want the block. From here, we're going to start to open up the body, straighten that top leg, and come into gate. So we might want to be re-establish where we are, and then we're going to take our time and lift and lower that straight leg. And in this position, while we're not doing anything super complicated, we can see if the leg wants to come forward, and if that's the case, we try and keep it back. Likewise, if it wants to go back. Whole front of the body is long. We're kicking into the front of the pelvis. I know we've done more on this side. We take our hand up. Hand comes to the back of the head as we lower that foot down. We exhale, elbow to inside elbow, take a twist. We pop the hand down, spin the hips to face the mat, get rid of the block, and exhale into down dog. Inhale as you come forward to a knees down plank. Stay for a little bit of time. Draw the shoulder blades apart, but stay in your knees up plank or knees down plank. And then slide onto your belly. Hands come wide on either side of you and slightly in front. We push into the hands as we lift the chest up. Exhale, take the head to the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, lift up. Take your time. Press through the tops of the feet. Press through the glutes, so you're pressing through the pelvis and the pubic bone. Lift the arms off and take them more in line now, so they're directly coming out of the shoulders. Turn the palms away, and once again we're going to imagine moving through the shoulder blades. So find the shoulder blades, squeeze them together, draw them down. Take a little bit more off of the mat, a little bit more ribs, a little bit more chest. And then exhale, hands come underneath. Inhale as those toes tuck underneath. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg sweeps up long. Exhale, it comes underneath the body, step it through. From here, we're gently going to pick up the back leg, bend the back foot, and slot that foot next to our friend. From here, belly is on top of the thigh, so we bent the knees as much as we need. And then we keep the butt low. We keep sinking the butt low, keep sinking the butt low, 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 low. Keep the knees back and the butt low. We take a little walk to the left-hand side, and we start to open up through the chest. We inhale, we lean on the left thigh, coming into twisted chair, keeping the butt low, pressing into the palms of the hand. And the leg that we're not leaning on, that stays in line. Inhale as you look down. Exhale, hand comes down. Inhale, straighten the legs. Take a little bit of a side shimmer. Inhale, we press through the feet, come all the way up, reach through the fingers. Exhale, dive down. From here, right leg comes back, right knee to the floor. If you stay on your fingertips, you've got a little bit more space. Left knee comes back. Adding on here. Turn the right leg onto the ground, right foot off of the mat. Open up to the left-hand side. And I should have got my block. Keep forgetting. So we want to be spacious here. Try not to fold in this joint here, this seam here. We want to be spacious. We're going to lift that leg. And then we're going to bend that knee as we circle the arm just to meet it just briefly. Arm and leg reach away from each other. Exhale. Connect through hand and foot. Exhale, hand and foot connect. Inhale, go long. Last one. Exhale, hand and foot connect. If they've connected, grab hold of the ankle, kick into the ankle. Let go. Keep the leg up, take the hand to the back of the skull, and then exhale, take a twist, but keep the leg up. Foot comes down, hand comes down, recover that wayward foot, and exhale, down dog. Inhale through to plank. Knees up or knees down. Exhale, move on to your belly. And then from here, a little bit of an add-on. We take our arms wide just like we did before, and a little bit in front. On an inhale, we lift up the chest. This is a little bit intense and a little bit requires focus, so don't worry. As we inhale, we've lifted off. We lift and fly the arms. Just like we did a moment ago, we think about extending the heel of the hand away and the tips of the fingers in the opposite direction, and then we swap. So just like we did when we were in those lunges. And then we lift the legs, and if possible, we try and take the same movement with the legs as with the hands. So when we flex and push the wrist away, that corresponding leg is also up. So as we push the wrist away, that same leg is up, other leg is down. You might need to look at what your hand is doing for a minute. Exhale, bring your hands down. Push all the way up, hands and knees, round through. So almost like halfway between cat pose and child's pose. So we're just getting some space in the lower back. Exhale, move forward to down dog. Inhale as you look between the hands. Exhale, take a little walk forward. We're going to inhale, come through to chair the other way. We come up to flat high back. From here we're going to exhale, take a look to our right, and then start bending down. We keep the knees in line, try not to let them gather inside. We keep them wide, we lower down. Hands stay off of the thighs as we sink lower. If it feels alright, we're going to take that bottom hand to the floor or to a block, and then take the top arm, look up. Exhale, replace the hands. Inhale, sweep up, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, Tadasana. Palms forward, shoulders down, jaw soft. Feet just for a second, nothing to do. Just notice how you feel. Inhale, sweep up, look up. Exhale, open the fingers, dive down. From here, left knee comes back. We're on the fingertips as the right knee comes back. We're in tabletop. We swing the left foot out, firm through the toes. We grab hold of our block. And then we open towards the right. So top leg is straight. We lift it. And we take the top arm overhead. We try and avoid what I've just done, which is create a space here. And we try and keep our hips forward. From here we're going to exhale, foot and arm connect. Inhale as we take them long. Exhale, foot and arm connect. Inhale. It doesn't matter how close or not close they get. So either you stay here, or if you can, kick into the ankle. Keep that leg up. Hand comes to the back of the head. Exhale as you twist. Replace the hand. Replace the foot. Down dog. Inhale, slide forward to plank. Exhale, knees up or knees down. Find your way to your belly. Same again. So we're working on coordination. We're working on back strength. Arms come to our side. We inhale as we slide the head up. And then we lift and fly the arms. From here we pull the shoulder blades back into the socket and squeeze the shoulders down. We start to flex and extend. And then we reach through the toes as we lift one leg and then the other. Again, we want the leg which is uppermost, the same leg which is uppermost as the palm that is flat. Take 2 more here, really try and fly that leg even higher. Squeeze the glutes as it gets to the top. Hands come down, make a little pillow with your head. Shake the hips loose. If that shaking's not quite enough, circle through the knees. And then very gently lift the hips off of the floor, so as if you're kind of sticking your butt in the air. And then exhale, pop the back down, push the pelvis, push the pubic bone forward, squeeze. And then find a very welcome neutral spine. So just for a second, heels turn out, toes a little bit closer in. If you haven't changed the orientation of your head, go for it. And then when you're ready, we're going to come up, but we're going to grab hold of the right knee. So right knee bends, we point the toe as long as that's not going to create any cramp. And we take whichever toe, whichever hand to the toe feels nicest. So it might be the right, it might be the left, it might be both. But we think about finding space in the front of that hip. If we come to the position and our heel is embedded in our butt, and we feel like there's nowhere else for us to go, squeeze the hips down. So push the pubic bone into the ground. You kind of lift the belly off a little bit, and you should get a deepening through that front thigh. Last few breaths. You're welcome to explore what happens when you move the heel towards the center of the butt and towards the outside of the hips. And let go when you're ready. Coming to the other side. If this doesn't work for you, it might be that you prefer to stand up and do the same position. Or it might be that you grab a strap so it's a little bit less intense on the knee. So again, firstly we notice that the back is arched and we ask the back to soften, push in. And again, maybe we slide the heel from side to side. And then straighten the leg. Come onto all fours. Right leg is straight, left knee remains bent. We're going to lift the right leg off of the floor and slowly take it and cross it behind the left. Bring the toes to the floor. And you can walk it a little bit further up. I've grabbed hold of my thing. And you might want to tuck the toes and then turn to look at that straight leg. And really we want to find an opening through the right hand side. So one side of the rib cage is kind of closing, the other side is very spacious. So really try and push into that space. And then inhale as you recover that foot. Give it a little bit of a shake, and then the other side. So left leg extends. Bring the left leg off of the floor. Take it behind you and across the right. Toes come to the ground. And again, you might want to walk them, but just make sure that it still feels comfortable to look at that straight leg. And make sure you can still inhabit this space. So the left hand rib cage, so you want as much traction so that you can push into that. Slide the left hand rib cage as if it was in a sling. You want to inhabit the whole of the sling. Just see if there's anything to ease this position. And then draw everything back. Cross the ankles, send the weight back, or however you wish. And come and lay on your back. Take your time, and however you want, you can keep the knees a little bit straighter, or you can bend the knees. So we've done quite a lot of strengthening through the back, so just ease out the lower back. Gently pop the feet down onto the ground. Grab a rolled up cushion or a blanket. If you've got the luxury of a block, true yogi. Soles of the feet press down into the earth. Hips lift. We slide the block underneath the sacrum. And we leave the body to spill over the block. Press the big toe into the ground. Feel what happens to the lower back as you press just the big toe into the ground. Lift the hips up. Slide the upper, the mid, the back into the ground. From here, right knee comes in. And then right ankle comes on top of the left thigh. So we're coming into reclined pigeon. And not only is reclined pigeon a lovely position, but also you've got the added benefit of knowing that I accidentally skipped our twisted Utkatasana on the other side. So hopefully that's going to keep you very happy as you lay in your pigeon position. As always, about a gajillion options here. You might just want to stay here. It might be you want to interlace behind and in between the calf and the thigh. You might want to interlace the shin. You might want to make it a little bit more dynamic. So as you exhale, curl in, bring everything together. And as you inhale, take everything away. Exhale, curl in. Inhale. Exhale as you curl in. My favourite are always rocks from side to side. At some point, hands get retracted, feet find the floor, legs find their own position. Left knee bends in, left ankle across the right thigh. You see how this hip feels? And then we gather in or we don't gather in. Maybe we exhale to curl in and inhale to lengthen, or maybe we stay still, or maybe we take rocks. Very gently, hands come down by your side, foot once again meets the earth. And then before you untangle the legs, we're going to come to a twisted twist. So cross the legs. So we literally just fold the legs closer in. We're going to lift the hips a little bit up and slide the hips to the left, taking the arms out to our sides. Take the feet off of the floor and then exhale as you take a twist to your right, maybe using your blocks to bring the floor up to you. But just make sure in the twist you feel supported, so just like supported bridge, there's nowhere that's just hanging, the body is supported. If the eyes wish to close, go ahead. Belly is soft. Just send messages to the belly. Be soft. As you exhale, squeeze the thighs together. Recenter the legs, uncross the legs. If you need to, take the blocks to the left hand side, to your other side. Right knee crosses over the left. Hips get placed towards the right. Feet lift off. Exhale, take a twist towards the left. And you find the earth or blocks. And at some point you surrender the body down. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Exhale. Feet come back. They find their rightful place. And you do whatever you need to do so the body can rest. So that might be finding a blanket. Maybe it's even been on the radiator. Wouldn't that be delicious? for a full shavasana, amazing. If not, also amazing. So adjust, readjust, re-establish the body. Feel the body on the ground, part of the earth. Feel the breath in the body, part of the earth. Sense the heart beating. And then tune in to the left and right hand side of the nose. And you might be able to tell if one nostril feels open. And maybe you recall from the start of class whether that's the same nostril that was open a moment ago or whether that nostril has changed. So left side connected to our right side of brain. Right nostril connected to our left side of brain. And wherever you've landed, it's all perfect. Just roll the shoulders down. Soften the eyes. And very briefly, imagine breathing in through the left-hand side of the nose. Whether or not that happens, it doesn't matter, but just imagine only breathing in through the left-hand side nostril. And then only breathing out through the right. Imagine only breathing in through the right-hand side. And then only breathing out through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale back out through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Right. Left. Left. Right. Find your rhythm. Stay with it. Every time the mind is elsewhere, allow it to come back to the breath. the left and the right to come to an end. And notice the natural, normal rhythm of your breath return. And just notice the space you've created in your mind. That space you've created between the thoughts. That space for potential. No matter if you thought that you only achieved that focus for 1 or 2 breath cycles, doesn't matter. Softly and gently start to allow the body to wake up, to move, to adjust. At some point you can roll to your side, staying curled, calm and warm. In your own pace, start to gather the inhales until they're loud and deep and long and full of life and vibrancy. Let those inhales whoosh you straight up to a seated position. When you land there, inhale, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, hands back down to the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Hands and energy together. Namaste. If you wish, customary 3 ohms. Inhale deeply. Now I know it's impossible, but I felt like I heard the ohms from you guys as well. So take your time. Obviously when you come up, you'll need to do the chair on the other side. So that Utkatasana twist on the other side. So go do that. And I'll see you next week.